Well, you guys were all about part 1, so we might as well do it again. Here are the top 5 scary locked doors that should never be opened, part 2. Number 5 on this list is the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is one of the most beautiful buildings to ever be constructed. Thousands of tourists flock here every year to marvel at its architecture. I mean, it ought to be beautiful considering it took 22 years to make and 32 million rupees to finance. There is a large area where tourists are allowed to go, but underneath all of that, there's an area where no one's allowed to go, and that's actually a lot bigger. Hamari Webb says below the areas where tourists often visit, there's an entire story with entrances sealed behind marble arches. It's believed that there are 1,089 rooms in this hidden level. There's another floor hiding approximately 22 rooms hidden behind Hindu paintwork. Even on the open first floor, there are numerous mysterious locked doors that no one is able to unseal. What is hidden in these sealed areas? There are several theories. The prevailing belief is that these areas were built hastily and do not boast the same grandeur as the rest of the monuments, so Shah Jahan wanted to keep anyone from seeing them. However, not everyone believes that this is the true secret of the mysterious locked doors. According to one theory, the sealed areas of the Taj Mahal are actually hiding the woman the monument immortalizes, Mumtaz Mahal. This theory purports that Shah Jahan secretly had his favorite wife mummified so that he could keep her close to him even in death. This would have been a serious violation of the Islamic commandments, and he would have been declared a heretic had the transgression been discovered. Some also believe that Mumtaz Mahal remains in the hidden rooms in more than just body, that her spirit haunts the rooms as well. Although the Shah built this epic monument in her honor, not everyone believes that this adored spouse was as happy in life as history would have us believe. Her husband, after all, had a harem numbering in the thousands, and he and his armies were known for their sexual violence. Considering all of this, it seems best that we don't mess with whatever is truly down there. Unleashing an ancient curse upon the world seems like a horrible idea, and if we can avoid doing that, then I think we definitely should. Number 4 on this list is Pluto's Gate. Pluto's Gate should never be opened and never be traveled through because not only is it incredibly deadly on its own, but you might also end up in hell if you go far enough in. Atlas Obscura says an archaeological dig revealed the remains of an ancient temple situated on a thermal spring, long believed to have been a gateway to hell. This well-documented temple of Pluto disappeared from records sometime around the 6th century. Amongst the distinguishing features of this particular gate are the toxic fumes which waft out from tunnels beneath. In times of antiquity, these were often inhaled by the priests of Pluto, promptly sending them into hallucinogenic trance states. Writing at some time around the year 0 AD, the Greek philosopher Strabo claimed that any animal that passes inside meets instant death. Even now, the poisonous vapors claim the lives of birds that fly or nest too close to the ruins. So I think that based on that, it's pretty clear why this should never be open and why we should never go into it. At the very least, you're going to go into a hallucinogenic trance by entering into here, which probably isn't going to result in the best decision making. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is you get close to death from the poison and then stumble into hell where the devil or some demon finishes you off. Let's lock this thing off and stay away, shall we? Number 3 on this list is Black Dolphin Prison. In the first part of this video, I brought up a prison in America that is filled with horrible criminals. We're talking about the worst of the worst when it comes to felons. Gang bosses who have been responsible for tons of death and violence, serial killers, armed robbers, and much more. Well, America isn't the only place with some really tough criminals and people who should never see the light of day again. How about Russia? Black Dolphin Prison is located in Russia and it is full of evil people. If you are one of the worst criminals in that country, then you're probably gonna earn yourself a one-way ticket to Black Dolphin Prison. Wikipedia says, inmates are kept isolated and housed in cells that have a set of 3 steel doors. For 90 minutes a day, they exercise in a large cage. During this time, cells are searched for contraband or illegal items. Inmates are also under 24-hour surveillance and supervision. They're not permitted to rest or sit on their bunks from the time they wake up until bedtime, which is roughly 16 hours. When prison officers make a command to the inmates, they must respond with the words, "Yes, sir." Every 15 minutes, a guard makes rounds to ensure Black Dolphin inmates are complying with the rules. The prisoners are fed soup 4 times a day and are only allowed books, newspapers, and a radio. Prison guards place blindfolds on arriving inmates so that they can't map out the prison or plan escapes. The inmates are also blindfolded whenever they're transported between buildings. Black Dolphin prison officers have a unique form of escorting inmates as well. Prisoners are kept bent over at the waist while a guard holds their handcuffed hands behind their back higher than their hips. This escort control tactic allows for maximum control while depriving the inmate of a view of his immediate surroundings. So yeah, guys, it really isn't any joke over there at Black Dolphin Prison. Everyone in here is serving life sentences, and rightfully so. These guys cannot be allowed in public ever again, so all doors at Black Door Prison, they need to stay locked. Number 2 on this list is Minnewanka Landing. Minnewanka Landing was an old sort of town landing spot that made its profit on the tourism that was around Minnewanka Lake. This lake is in Banff, Alberta, and it's a truly magnificent spot to visit. For a while, this tiny settlement was doing pretty well for itself, and it was starting to grow. But the good times wouldn't last as long as everyone would have wanted them to. Back in 1912, the lake completely flooded. You see, there was a dam that was holding a lot of water back that broke, and the lake just overflowed. The lake's water level rose a staggering 98 feet, which ultimately meant the entire landing at Minnewanka was completely underwater. Nowadays, there's this eerie ghost town that can only be visited with scuba gear under this lake. In the general store of this ghost town, there's a locked cellar. People have tried to get it open, but it seems to be sealed shut. Thinking realistically here, there most likely isn't anything too bad under there. Probably nothing. But that hasn't stopped the rumors from growing. People are convinced that something evil could be lurking down there. A ghost, or some type of demon spirit, or maybe there are some important secrets lying within that underwater cellar. Something that could totally be under there would be some dead bodies. If anyone got trapped in here when it was flooding, then probably not going to do so hot. Nobody knows for sure, and I honestly think it should stay that way. This lake has already been through enough, so let's not push our luck here, guys. And number 1 on this list is Area 51. So this is an entry that I think a lot of you are familiar with. Area 51 is synonymous with aliens and other creepy beings that humans don't fully understand. Rumor has it that there are otherworldly creatures lurking within this base that the Americans have captured, or at the very least, there are weird human hybrids that the Americans have made themselves. Now, a lot of people want to know what's beyond these locked doors and see for themselves. There's definitely a part of me that wants to know as well, but ultimately, I think these need to remain locked. Here's my thinking. Area 51 has been around for decades. There has been tons of rumors of alien activity and a bunch of other stuff there, but let me ask you, have we been under a major alien attack in that time? Has any major city been bombarded with laser beams and other crazy stuff? No, they haven't, because the aliens are all trapped in Area 51. If we open these doors up, then out comes a bunch of alien creatures, and now we're under major attack. I'm sure that there are some really questionable things going on in that base, but sometimes ignorance is bliss, and I think that this might be one of those times. But there you have it, guys. That is our list of the top 5 scary locked doors that should never be opened. Part 2. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this list and some other scary locked doors that you guys know about. Also, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Nicholas Playlog, and I will catch you next time.